The following is a presentation of TFNN. Live at TFNN, The Money Masters. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, The Money Masters.
Good day, Money Masters and Treasure Hunters. Welcome to the May 8th, terrific Thursday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, the daily newsletter service that is the intelligence for creating financial freedom. My outcome each and every day is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that empower human potential. Because living up to our potential, folks, that's something you and we must master that each and every day. So let's begin our day with empowering beliefs, my favorite beliefs, because it totally encapsulates everything that I certainly believe in, and I think you should as well. These are things to be passed down to your kids, and it is called Become Your Own Electrician, the electrician of your beliefs, because beliefs, they've got the power to create and the power to destroy. You and we've got the awesome, extraordinary, incredible ability to take any experience of our lives and create a meaning that either disempowers us or one that can literally save our lives and empower us and take us to places we never even dreamed about. Think about it like this. There's only one thing that we can control in life. That's the meaning that we give to something. That's the beauty of the markets we trade. We have bulls and we have bears each and every day, each and every minute out there. One that sees an event as a selling opportunity, another a buying opportunity. It's our beliefs. It's the meaning that we give to events, statements, criticisms, whatever it might be. We are the ones in control of that meaning. Now, that's pretty cool when you think about it, because each of us are trying to break through. And what we can or cannot do, what we consider possible or impossible, it's rarely a function of our capabilities. It's more likely a function of our beliefs about who we are. And that matters because, as I said, we're all trying to break through. And all breakthroughs begin with what? With a change in belief. So how do we change? Well, the most effective way to change is to get our brain to associate massive pain with that old disempowering belief. That's where you begin. You need to begin by taking a look, and you've got to believe at your deepest level that disempowering belief, it's cost you in your past, it will continue to cost you in your present, and will ultimately only bring you pain in the future. Now, that is not fun. That's also what's referred to as the Charles Dickens process. That means that knowing what you don't want is just as important as knowing what you do want. And that's where it's really key. Because you want to get rid of that old disempowering belief and you want to replace it with something that brings you tremendous pleasure. The idea of adopting a new belief system out there. When you do that, folks, in essence, everything is complete. So all that we need to know is this. At any moment, a decision that we make can and will change the course of our life forever. Could be the next person you stand behind in line, sit next to on an airplane, a bus, subway, whatever it might be. The next phone call you take, the next phone call you make, the next movie you see, the next book you read, the next newsletter you subscribe to. Any one of these things could be the single thing that causes the floodgates to open. And then everything that you've been waiting for will fall into place. Folks, it is Terrific Thursday. This is Tiger Financial News Network. I am Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. Let's get things kicked off out here. Of course, the market, it has been kicked off. Right now, we've got the Dow trading up 52 points, 0.3%. It's trading at 16,571. S&P up about 8 points, trading at 1886. NASDAQ up 25 points, trading at 4,092. Russell 2000 up 10 points this morning. Hey, how about that? Russell 2000 is the leader in the clubhouse. That was after forming a hammer candle yesterday, hammering out a low. Short-term low is what I would think it is. Up $9, trading out at 11.18. NDX 100 up 0.5%, up 21 points. New York Stock Exchange up 44 points, trading out at 10,671. We've got net advancing issues of 1,230. That's pretty bullish. That says, I think it was 364, 365, somewhere around there. Net advancing issues today. The bulls take back control of the New York Stock Exchange out here. Goldilocks back $1.80 right now. Trading out at 12.87. Silver off 13 cents at 19.21. Light sweet crude back 44 cents. Our call number here is 877 927-6648. Okay. Let's start off by taking a look at the ETF structures. Let's take a look at what's going on inside the diamonds. Let's take a look inside each of the ETF structures. Right now, the Dow Diamonds trading out at 165.61. What do we know about the Dow Diamonds? Well, number one, where are they headed for? They're headed for their swing points. Their swing point out here is going to be the trading session of April the 4th. That high is 166.06. Now, maybe if it was 166.60 and we had 3 sixes in a row, maybe then I'd say that would be a little bit devilish. But I think what the diamonds are really trying to do is they're trying to form a nice butterfly pattern. That butterfly pattern would take price up into the 167, 168-ish type level. They're going to have to catapult and clear that swing point from April the 4th out there, 166.06. If we do see that volume out there, 10.5 million shares. Of course, the ideal trade would be that it would get above that and do it on lighter volume and create what? And create a tiger butterfly out there. We got to take things one day at a time. Volume yesterday, what did we see happen yesterday? Price came down and in essence tested the 50-day exponential moving average, bounced over that, traded above the April 28th swing point out here. We have slightly higher lows out here. Of course, from a trend standpoint, we know that to be somewhat bullish. So you got the diamonds making higher lows. Looks like the diamonds want to head to the 167.84-ish type area. Could go beyond that. We just simply have to be paying attention to volume. Nonetheless, they should at least get to 166.06 and change out here. That's what's going on inside the DIA, inside the diamonds. How about the Qs? And if we take a look at the Qs, a little bit different pattern, because of dividends and so forth. Inside the Qs out here, if we take a look at the Qs broke through their descending price channel. And yesterday, we pull this back and expand it out just a little bit. We'll expand this out. So you got a descending price channel, so the red diagonal lines going across my screen out here. Price broke above that level back in the trading session of April 24th. And post-haste, that the very next day, we saw price break back inside there. But, of course, what it really did was it formed the C point of an A to B equals CD to the upside, which would take price up to about the $90 area. Well, price breaks above that descending price channel, comes back and tests it yesterday. It actually tested it again this morning. So you are seeing, with regard to descending price channels, we are seeing this could be the third time is the charm out here, because this will be the third test of that level. If, in fact, we continue, if we see some volume, you don't actually need volume to pick up inside the Qs necessarily in order for it to make its high. In fact, you want to see the Qs make a high with light volume. Yeah, it's a pretty wild thing out here when you really take the time and go study the volume characteristics and patterns of the Qs out here. Pretty amazing stuff. Now, it's not so amazing that it makes a high with light volume. That's somewhat expected out here. But the mere fact that it makes lows with high volume, that's all the disconnect between most everything that we have learned out here. But hey, here's the key. We're always searching for nuggets of information that we can use to help us better navigate these markets, and that's one. Get your head wrapped around. Of course, yesterday was what? Was perhaps another high volume low out there. In any event, that's what's going on inside the Qs. It does look like, to me, they want to try to make their way all the way up to $90 out here. They're trading at 87.21. We'll go take a look at the futures contracts in a moment inside the NQ and take a look at where its resistance levels will be using the TAS market profile system out here. If we take a look at the IWM, what did the IWM do yesterday? It tested the swing point from February the 5th. That had volume of 60 million. It was tested with volume yesterday, 64 million shares. Nonetheless, couldn't bust it down. Now it's going to run into some resistance. See, I don't have a good feel for where the IWM is, quite frankly, headed to. 111.66-ish, could be a range. Here's the ideal trade, I can tell you, with regard to the IWM, is that it bumps its head right into this descending channel line. That's really what's drawn out here is the channel line versus a trend line out here. And from a standpoint of when that might occur days-wise, that I can't tell you, and what that price level might be. I'd have to say it's probably somewhere around the 115-ish area. That would be the ultimate. I don't know that it'll do that, but I can tell you that would be the ultimate potential sell area. And if we take a look at just simply retracements now, from high to low, let's see what, do we get a little, got a little bit lower low out here. Well, from high to low, the dead cat bounced to 113.03 out here. You're trading at 111.20. So the IWM Russell 2000, an area where we'll take a look at the market profiles. Maybe they'll give us a little bit better clue as to where they're going to run into resistance on multiple time frames. If we take a look at the SPYs out here, the SPY is trading out at 188.75. The SPY wants to make certainly a run for the 189.70. However, it too forming three higher lows out here. The first one coming in on April the 11th, the second one of significance April 28th, and now yesterday being that third higher low out here. It says to me we may, in fact, see the SPY make a run for the 192 area, going ahead and making a run for that level, where it would form a 1.272 butterfly pattern. We'll know when we see price get in that 189.70 level and what type of candle forms up in that area. Right now you're at 188.72. Let's finish this off by taking a look at the, did we look at everything? I guess we did. I guess we're done there. So now let's go take a look at the market profiles. Let's go take a look at the futures contracts. Let's look at them on multiple time frames and see what it is that we can see. And let's start off by taking a look at let's take a look at strength. Let's take a look at the S&P and the Dow. So let's look at the ES Mini. Let's do this in good order here. Let's do this in reverse order. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. So the weekly chart here shows that weekly chart is still a nice full bullish mode out here. Why do I say that? Well, the resistance level is 1839.50, or also what's known as the unfair highs out there. And folks, if you haven't had a chance to go to the homepage at TFNN.com and take a look at the market videos that John Logan puts together each day, it's at 8 o'clock in the morning or so, right around that level, right around that area. Go do yourself a favor and go check that out. So on the weekly chart here, it's in full bullish mode. It is above a resistance area. That is inside the S&P 500 futures contract. If we take a look at the daily contract out here, the daily contract, it's got some resistance overhead. That resistance is at 1892. So you're at 1892. That is going to be what? That is going to be the high of that trading session from April the 4th. That high is actually 1892.50. So at 1892.50, that is where you have some resistance. If on a daily basis, the ES Mini closes above that, then all of a sudden it starts to join the bullish camp out here. That's what. So you've either got a potential short inside the S&P right at that level. If you don't see a reversal candle, or you see it close above it, then that Gartley pattern, that Gartley 1.272 butterfly pattern, and from an A to B equals CD standpoint inside the ES Mini, let's go ahead and let's put that in here. Let's take a look at what that pattern would be. Your A point is going to be the swing point low from April 14th. That's at a price level of 1803.25. That's your A point. Your B point is out here from the swing point high on April 24th, and that high is out at 1882.50. Your C point, 2 trading sessions later, that's the low on April 28th. That low out there is 1844. 1-to-1, A to B equals CD will take us to a price level of 1923.75 out there. And that, in essence, is where we would see the formation of that 1.272 butterfly inside of the S&P futures. That's on the daily contract. Oh, let's do this quickly here. On the 240-minute contract, what we can see is that price is above that unfair high. It's now in the bullish mode out here. 1877 was that resistance level. You're trading at 1881. It's all looking pretty good for the Bulls to run higher out there. We'll be right back, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartleys, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Wouldn't it be great if you could get a red light, green light indicator that gives you signals on 25 different future contracts? Now you can with Taz Signal Box. This red light, green light market profile system dynamically updates 24 hours a day and provides you with important trend and trade signals on 9 different commodities, 9 different indices, and 8 different currencies. Right now, you can receive a free 2-week trial to Taz Signal Box. For all the details and to find out how the Signal Box works, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Andy Heck's powerful weekly newsletter, the Technomental Commodity Report, has delivered multiple triple-digit winning trades in recent months. And right now's the perfect time to get a full month-long trial to Andy's newsletter with no obligation to pay anything. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you'll lock in the low rate of only $59 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You've always taken the long view when it comes to investing, but what if there's an opportunity right under your nose? What if you could be more responsive to market trends to seek to boost your portfolio performance right now while seeking to reduce your overall risk? At Direction Funds, we connect investors with alternative strategies that seek to maximize their returns. Smart investors deserve smart alternatives. Find yours at directionfunds.com. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risk charges, and expenses of Direction Funds carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Funds. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact the Direction Funds at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. Investing in index funds may be more volatile than investing in broadly diversified funds. Distributed by Rafferty Capital Markets, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. We've got the Dow's up 55 right now. S&P is up 8. Lead the charge. The upside is the Russell 2000. And the NASDAQ composite out there, respectively up 0.9% up, both really up about 0.9% right now. Now, what's interesting here is, man, Priceline was off like $40 this morning. It is now up $17. That's quite a swing dollar-wise. Chipotle Mexican Grill, that's got a little Tabasco sauce on there right now. It's up $11 and change, up 2 3/10%. You got Green Mountain Coffee Roasters up 12%, up $11. Netflix up 8, up 2 6/10%. Zillow up 9%. Solar City up 16%. PCP, Precision Cast Parts, up 2%. Biogen up $6, up 2%. To the downside, we got Gulfport Energy down with a big volume. Power Source, POWR, that just is being just absolutely trashed, taken out to the woodshed. Everything along the lines there. We've got Tesla is down about $9. Anderson's Inc., ANDE, that's off 14%. AMC Networks down 11% out there. So we've got quite a bit of movement both to the upside and to the downside out here. I want to go back and take a look at the NASDAQ. We want to take a look at what's going on. We took a look at the strength, right? So we're looking at the ES Mini. We could have looked at the Dow futures as well, but ES Mini is traded more. So let's go take a look at the weak link out here, that being the NASDAQ. And I don't talk politics here, and on the radio, it's just not really what the show is all about. But I see a posting inside the den here, and somebody talking about. I do like to read a lot, and so somebody was mentioning a discussion about minimum wage. And I think Janet Yellen may be on the stump here or what have you right now. Now, I was reading an article. I don't know who talked about it. I just can't recall. But you know how I talk about the issue with regard to and I did it really this morning. How we choose what it is that we want to focus on, and really the choice is pretty simple. It's you can either choose to focus on something negative or something positive. It's just as simple as that. No matter what gets attracted into our life, we can either because there's two sides to every story. There's always something negative. There's always something positive. When one door closes, another door opens. So that is my belief system out there, and so I just share with you my belief system. What else can I do out there? Well, the quote that I read was, you see, all the focus is on minimum wage. Remember, when we set our standards so low, and minimum certainly, you set your standards on minimum, you're going to get just downright ugly. That's not the word I would use. It might rhyme with Solar City out there. You would get those types of results out there, right? And instead, the article was talking about, now again, I don't know who coined it, but they were talking about, let's not talk about minimum wage, let's talk about maximum wage out there. I saw that and I was like, I hit myself just like I did a moment ago upside my head. The difference between focused on the negative versus thinking about the positive. Again, it is a non-political view. It is about what you focus on grows. Like Tom says it every day in his show out there. That's the real power out here, is our ability to control what it is that we focus on. I would love to see a country where we are focused on the positive, not on the negative. That doesn't mean we disregard everything that's negative, but we can choose our mantra. We can choose what it is that we want to focus on. Now, when it comes to trading and investing, we have to focus on the negative, or we have to focus on the weakness, just as we do on the strength out here. So if we do take a look at the weakness, let's start by taking a look at the monthly chart. Let's do this because the monthly chart, why? Because it is a longer term chart out here and helps us. Yesterday on the show, as the markets were moving lower out here, what we saw the weak link. We take a look. Right now, we're looking at this is the eSignal software platform that I'm using. I've been a subscriber to eSignal forever out here as the data feed. I'm now really starting to utilize the tools within the charting packages out here. So you'll see it more and more and more. And the unfair low using the market profile system, the TAS signal box, that price came in at 35.0330. What's really wild about yesterday's move down, the actual price low was 34.9750. 34.9750 versus 35.03. That is held. That doesn't mean that you necessarily have. There's really three ways to trade using the signal boxes. Number one, you can wait for price to get above the high and go long, below the low and go short. The low being the lime green area, the high being the red area. What the folks at TAS like to refer to as unfair highs, unfair lows. I like to look at them, and just keep all of my terminology somewhat consistent here, being resistance and support levels. When you break a support level, you see a change in polarity. That's why when you see a close below the support level, that's where you actually go ahead and go short. Or you can play the consolidation. And right now, it looks like playing the consolidation. That middle bar, thank you for asking, Angie in the den, that light blue bar, that is what is called the point of control. That is where you have the largest number. That's where you get the most congestion in the marketplace out here. 877-927-6648. Be right back.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing Tiger TV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 53. S&P is up 7 out there. NASDAQ composite up 0.7%, up 31 points right now. Russell 2000 up 7. So let's go back. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. We were looking at the weekly chart using our signal box indicators, or unfair highs, unfair lows. Now I put up here kind of like a heat map. But one of the questions was, there's so many different lines on my chart out here. What do they all represent out here? So I'll try to explain some of it. If we take a look at the actual price area of the chart, where we're really paying attention to these unfair highs, unfair lows, or the support and resistance areas, that blue line out here, the light blue line, I'll try to expand upon it. Let me just blow it up on my screen. You'll see a light blue area, which is priced at 36.01. Right now, we've seen the intra-session high get up to 36.0375. And in essence, this is where you've got the largest amount of congestion, largest number of orders, place where you have the most stable price, fair price, maybe what we might want to call that area. So, that's really, it's an area of congestion. What you want to see, just like when you're driving down an expressway, in this case here, we'll call this stock chart, our our expressway for the Bulls or the Bears, is you really want to see those congestion areas get passed through. And what happens is at these unfair highs or lows at the resistance and support levels, that's where things really should open up. And therefore, if the Bulls really are, it's where they have the largest opportunity to then just simply move higher to whatever that next level might be. Now, you'll see some blue lines on my chart, kind of like price channels or what have you, and that's just simply another mathematical formula of a linear regression square out there. And those are areas that sometimes they act, interestingly enough, as a magnet for price to move up to or down to, but you really kind of use those in helping you to manage your stops, not necessarily places to short or go long from out here. You'd really, if you were using the mathematical features of volume, which is really what the market profile system is all about, then what you would do is you would either go long above the resistance level, go short below the support area, or if you were an aggressive trader, you could go ahead and play the in-between out there inside of the consolidation. It's always helpful to know what kind of market you're in. It makes it a little bit easier to determine what it is that you should be using or trading. If we take a look at the in the case of the weekly chart, what we know, and most important, is yesterday the bottom, the support level was tested and it held. And we've seen a pretty good bounce off of that level. If we take a look at the daily chart, it was really the same thing. So what you like to have is on anything that you trade, really you like to have synergy out there. You like to have synergy amongst a weekly and a daily. It just gives you more conviction. Maybe more conviction behind those levels of support or resistance. Well, inside of the daily chart, the support level, the unfair low, was at 34.94 out here. Yesterday's low inside the NASDAQ got down to 34.97. So we had the weekly being tested in essence. We had the daily being tested in essence. And what this says here is that this market is really going to get legs. If we take a look at potential A to B equals CD patterns here, let's take a look at those. Let's draw those in the chart here. Your A point would be the low that came in on April 15th. That's at a price point out here of 3404.75. Your B point would be the swing point high from April 24th. That's at 36.18. And your C point would be the low that came in at 34.80, and that's on April 28th. 1 A to B equals CD would actually take you up to 36.94. What's interesting about that? So we know that the NASDAQ is a weak link out here, and I really do think we should be considering, whereas I have been taking a look at this April 15th as being a significant bottom out here, and it's for a couple of reasons that I have not shared it with subscribers to a certain extent. I'll probably expand upon it a little bit more after we see how the next couple of days, but it's some other factors that I am taking a look at here. But nonetheless, right now, what I do know is that this resistance area where you'd have a completion of an A to B equals CD at 36.94, at 36.69, so somewhere in between that range is likely going to be the resistance area where the bears would show back up again. That's assuming the bulls can really get some momentum going here, and that's what the key is going to be. Can they get momentum? Now, that's not to say that there's not resistance at the B point, which is the swing point high from April 24th, which is at a level of 36.1825. So if you get above that 36.1825 area, and if you take a look at the retracement of the B to C leg, it's 0.618. It says 64%. We just kind of round that to match our Fibonacci numbers out there. So you get a normal retracement so far in the marketplace. So that's what the daily chart is showing. 36.69, significant area of resistance inside of the daily NASDAQ. On the 240-minute chart, that was what did I say here? I'm going to go back because I don't remember that number, 36.69. Now, if you look at a 4-hour chart out here, that's what the 240-minute chart is, it is right now trying to pierce its head above what? It's trying to pierce its head above the unfair low. That is priced out at, let me get the exact number for you, not where we're trading right now, 35, I guess that is it, 35.66.25. What are we trading at right now? So we're trading right now into what should be resistance. Now, this is a 240-minute chart. If we close above that level, you know what it says? It says, you're probably your next area where you're likely to trade up to your next area of resistance could easily be that 35.97-ish type area. So that's using 3 different time frames. Let's use one more time frame out here. Let's use a 120-minute chart. See what's going on inside the 120-minute time frame. Again, it's going to give you different numbers. So on the 120-minute chart, here it's really running into resistance. So that's kind of cool. When we put this together with the 240-minute chart out here, its 240-minute chart is running into the bottom of its support level, right? Old support becomes new resistance. The 120-minute chart is running into its natural resistance area time frame. So that says closing above both of these levels here, would be very important for being able to identify whether or not are the bears sitting right here, because they should be sitting right here. The selling should be sitting here, and if price is able to get above that, we should see prices continue to move higher throughout the day. So that's taking a look at the weak link out here. That's taking a look at the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the other weak link. That's being the Russell 2000 out here. Now, I've got about a 10-minute delay on this, so price is not going to be exact to what's going on inside the futures market, but it's not going to be that far off to make a large enough difference for us. So on the weekly chart, and what's interesting about yesterday's move lower out here is just like with the NASDAQ, it had moved down right into a support level. There were really 2 support levels because this signal box here, the market profile, changed last week. And if we go back, the larger one, the larger green line here along my chart, which was really in place through the weekend of April 21st, that's the one that really, you still want to kind of use that area since they're relatively close to each other. What do I mean by that? We're looking at about 1082 versus 1102. So you got a 20-point swing, but still an area of support. And what happened yesterday was, in fact, that price came down, tested that, and that level held. It says 1136 is likely the target area for the Russell 2000 as we take a look at the weekly chart. What's the daily chart show us? Here's where you've got some synergy as well. What did price do yesterday? What came down and it tested and held that level of support, and that's at the 1103 range. So again, not being able to bust through that area was strong enough to say that, okay, we should really see a decent market bounce here. And then if we take a look at the 120-minute time frame, we'll do this here as well. We'll take a look at the 120-minute time frame. Guess what? Again, a 10-minute delay, but the Russell's now busted through an area of resistance. Let's change it to the 240, and let's go see if, in fact, that is the level of old. Yeah, how about that? So right now it's breaking through that level of old resistance, which can now, again, turn and become new support, and that's at a price point of 1110.52. Let's go out to Denver, Colorado, to Daisy. Daisy, how you doing this morning?
Okay, how are you?
Excellent. Yesterday we were taking a look at EXK. That's, what is that? Endeavor? Yep, right. Endeavor Silver. Okay. All right, so let's go take a look at it today and see what it is doing here. So the ticker symbol is EXK. We'll go take a look at it using the market profile as well. Right now it is trading out at $4.38. And is the question, well, drum roll, please. What the question is, should you get in now?
Right, long-term purchase, and you had said if it closes around 450, it could go further down. Maybe yes. Put in a buy around 414 if it's low volume. It could get to 412.
Let's use a number of different tools here. Let's take the time and let's use a number of different tools and see if we can find any kind of synergy out here. So the ticker symbol is EXK. Now, one of the keys here on trading any of the mining equities is still going to be focused on what's going on inside of the metal market itself, gold and silver specifically, because these metals, they will typically move with inside of what's going on there. So if we take a look at Endeavor Silver, let's look at the weekly chart. And what the weekly chart shows us here is it shows that your best buy would be somewhere between $3.82 and $4.06. At $4.06, there's quite a bit. I'll say $4.17 to 382 becomes your area where you would start taking a look at putting a position together. That's using the TAS signal box market profile system. So put those numbers down on a pad of paper somewhere between 417, 406, and 382. Obviously, 382 would be the ultimate. This has some resistance up here at the $5 level, so it's right now suggesting that you maybe be in a neutral position, which you are because you're not in it just yet. So those are the areas that the weekly chart is suggesting. If we take a look at the daily chart out here, the daily chart is saying, okay, somewhere between 407 to 430 would be the range. I would have to say on the daily that 407 looks a whole lot nicer to me than that 430 range out here. But what you might want to be doing here, Daisy, is using these numbers to build a position to scale in, using that as your overall game plan, because you're trying to establish a larger position out here versus trying to buy the exact bottom. Mm-hmm. However, if you were trying to buy the exact bottom, I would say that 407 area, makes a lot of sense, and that 407, ties into on that weekly chart right around the 406 type range out here. I want to take a look at the 240-minute chart. That's not giving me any indication that now is the time to buy. And if I look at the 120-minute time frame, let me see what comes up here. Again, just take a look at the market profile system. That is that's not really giving me any indication here that now would be the time to buy. So that's using that. So that's one system. Now let's go use a couple of other systems. So when we take a look at Endeavor out here, if we just take a look at its descending price channel, which it got back into yesterday with some pretty decent conviction. There was 1 million shares moving against a recent breakout that had 1.5 million shares, so that's not too bad. That's at the low of 436. Your best bet here at this stage is going to be to let it come back and test the swing point from April 21st out there. That's assuming that we don't see a change and a turn inside of gold and silver. Because if we do see a change in trend in gold and silver, then this is likely to go ahead and take off topside. But irrespective, without that happening, it says a test of the 414 level on less than 1.4 million shares. That would really be your area to buy. So using just normal retracement and swing points and volume and the market profiles at this end retracement, which is about a 0.786 retracement, that's really what the system is saying would be a spot. Now, is there a reason that you're tied so much to Endeavor Silver versus any other silver companies out there?
No, other than I was comparing it to SLW, which I hold, and Pan American PAAS, which I hold.
Okay. So let's do this. Let me close everything out here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all those charts up on the screen. So PAAS, you've got that. You've got SLW Silver Wheaton out there. We're looking at Endeavor Silver, which is EXK, and I'm going to put one other on the screen out here. I'm going to put Great Panther Silver. So we're going to take a look at each of those.
I've got some of that, too.
Oh, you got some of that, too. Oh, so you were holding out on us out here. Okay.
I forgot about that.
Okay. So if we take a look at all four of those stock charts out here, I'm going to do one thing here, and what we're going to take a look at is we're going to try to measure strength off of the lows out here, and just simply from a retracement standpoint. So we know that around the December 31st time frame we made a low, and inside of Great Panther I'm going to go to its swing point from December 5th all the way to the high that was put in, and at this stage here it's made its way down to the 0.618 retracement, which was 94 cents, and it's bounced off of that. So that's what that has done. Let's take a look at Silver Wheaton out here. Silver Wheaton made its low back on December 3rd. Okay, so matching really what Great Panther did. If we go from that low to the high that was put in here on March the 14th, it too has made just slightly more than a 0.618 retracement. So the two of those stock charts, we'd have to say that they are they're really in sync out here. So they've been almost one and the same. Now I'm coming down to the lower left-hand side of my chart, and we're looking at December 19th is when Endeavor Silver made its low. And that also made a 0.6 retracement. See how all three of these are they're actually in sync here. Can you stay on the line, Daisy? We'll come back. We'll finish this off for you.
Okay, good.
Alrighty. 877-927-6648. Right now we've got the Dow is up 53 points. S&P's up 6. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. We are on the line with Daisy May in Denver, Colorado, and we're taking a look at 4 different silver mining stocks. We've got in the upper left-hand corner, we got the one she called about, Endeavor Silver, ticker symbol EXK. Upper right, Silver Wheaton, one that she also has in her portfolio. We've got Pan American Silver, PAAS, in the lower left, and in the lower right, we've got Great Panther Silver. Now, as we take a look at these stock charts, just simply going from lows to highs, taking a look at retracement levels out here, I'd have to say that the one that is perhaps the strongest is Pan American Silver. So at this stage, you're looking to really, and now Endeavor's not one that you own, is that correct?
Right.
Okay, so here's what I would say. Since it's one that you don't own and you're building a portfolio, I'm going to go back to that weekly chart and say, why don't you wait until price gets down into that anywhere between that 382 to the 406 type level to begin putting in a position at that stage, because you already have ownership inside these others. I would also, on a turnout here, I'd really probably keep my eye on Pan American Silver and at Great Panther. Now, the reason why I say Great Panther out here is because after it made its retracement back on its 0.6 retracement back here on April 21st, it actually had a nice sign of strength that the others have not really had. It's a visible sign of strength. And it did 1.1 million shares on April 29th out there. And so that may be one where you might want to take a look at adding to a portfolio. Because as I take a look at Endeavor Silver, let me see, what was the date? April 29th. Endeavor Silver had a slight change, a slight sign of strength, small, but it really had. It's not as significant as the sign of strength that the Great Panther had out there. So that's my take visually on the charts as we look at them right now. So
my problem was that I started scaling into Great Panther, at 120.
Okay.
And then another at 110, and then I quit as I saw it plummeting down to. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. Look, you got to have a trading plan, and you've got to stick with it. What Great Panther is, Great Panther will be back up at the 138 price level.
Yeah.
And really at that 138 price level, that's probably where you're going to have to make your next decision out there. You want to see it approaching that area with more than 2.7 million shares, because it very well could be forming an A to B equals CD to the upside. So, but it's not going to do that. It's going to have a tough time doing that without silver turning. But this could actually be making a run to about the 163 type area. But it won't do it without its friend Hi-Ho Silver and gold. And at this stage here, they just haven't given us a sign that the move lower in those commodities is done with at the moment.
Right, and you have to buy so many more shares. It's just a little harder. I mean,
but
maybe that's inconsequential.
Yeah, what I would do is I'd be focused on the position size should be the position size, and it should all be a factor of your portfolio and the risk that you're taking out there. So just to do us all a favor, yourself, and just simply trade with some kind of stops out there, and you'll be okay. And don't risk any more than 1% of your portfolio on any one trade, and you'll be okay.
All right.
Hey, thanks so much for calling.
And thank you, Stevie Son.
You betcha. Folks, it is Terrific Thursday. You know what that means. We got our man Basil Chapman. Basil may be doing the 2-hour stint today, filling in for Larry out there. So stay tuned for the Chapman Wave for Basil's show. After that, we've got Daryl Martin, then David White, Andy Heck, and the Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6. Have a great Thursday, folks. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.